Hi everybody. I know I'm smiling, but I had a very stressful day. This is actually a rant video. Can you believe it? I'm making a rant video. Not smiling right now, but just making a rant video. Because, okay, it's a mouthful, okay? Now, you know how I applied for the compassionate care program. I'm so happy and stuff, and I got the medication I'm using IVF. Now, originally my doctor prescribed me for Repinex. He only uses Repinex. My doctor's office only uses Repinex. But, since they basically slapped that on me out of nowhere, and I had no idea that the medication was going to be covered, they allowed me to go ahead and do the IVF treatment through the compassionate care program. He told me that there was no difference between the two. One of them has LH, one of them doesn't, but there's no difference between the two. Go ahead and take it. There's no problems. Now, just yesterday, I started to kind of run out of the IVF. So me and Don were talking about it, Latin Juliet. Me and Don were talking about it on the phone, and I was telling her that, I was running out of it and stuff, and that the doctor's office gave me Repinex, because that's what they did. They gave me a Repinex shot. And remember, I was telling you guys to pray for me, tell my estrogen level to go up, because they gave me a Repinex, shot of Repinex. And what I didn't know was that this Repinex cost me $79 per amp. Now, I had 3 of them, and we ended up equal $240. Now, this would have been fine if I would have known, but I didn't know, just like I didn't know that my medication was not covered. A while ago, remember I said that my doctor's office was going to be donating me 10 boxes, and I was so excited about it. Well, I assumed when they called me in there to take this medication that was a part of the 10 boxes that you were going to donate for me. I didn't assume that it was going to be something I had to pay for. Now, on the box, it had somebody's name on it, so I know it was somebody else's medication. Well, what they were saying was, I have to pay for it, and they're going to bill me, and I'm going to have to pay Strat Pharmacy back once they bill it to me, or something like that. But my thing was, I was so upset because I'm like, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me that I would have to pay for it one day. So me and Don were talking about that, and then my frustration was, because I have to take another shot, which means I have to come up with another $240 probably today or tomorrow, for each time I take that Repinex shot, and that's very expensive. So I call, Don tells me, well, you know what, I'll give you the rest of my Gonorrhea, so that, therefore, ask your doctor about it if he'll let you take the rest of the Gonorrhea. And I'm like, oh, great, that's a good idea. Okay, let me ask about that. So I called the nurse on the phone and asked her if I can take, the rest of her Gonorrhea opposed to taking the Repinex because it's expensive. Well, I didn't get a call back from her, but when I went to for my ultrasound today, I asked my doctor about it. Now, my doctor walks in the morning, and I say good morning, I say good morning to the both of them, and I asked him one little question. I kid you not, it was one little question. I said, basically what I just told you guys. My friend has some gonorrhea. Is there any way that I can use this? And I tell you, I'm not lying, he just went off. He went off, and he didn't yell, but he was almost yelling. And he just went off, and said it was illegal, and I was putting him in a bad position by doing that. I'm not being cooperative because I did want to take the gonorrhea when he put me on the Repinex, and, one minute I want to take the gonorrhea, next minute I want to take the Repinex, next minute I want to take the gonorrhea. I'm like, I never called in and said anything besides gonorrhea in the beginning, which I asked your permission. You said that it was okay. But if there was a big problem about the gonorrhea, you should have told me. I asked that man 50 times if it's bad for me to take the gonorrhea, if you don't want me to take the gonorrhea. He said it was fine. If you can get it for free, just go ahead and do it. And that was it. Now, all of a sudden, this man is like really frustrated, I guess, because I chose to take this gonorrhea. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. And saying that Don was wrong, they wanted Don's, your Don, yes, girl, they wanted your name and your last name and everything, and said that he wanted to prosecute you, and it, because it was illegal to do it and everything. And as far as I'm concerned, on the websites all the time, people are selling their medication that they don't need, that they didn't use, and selling it wholesale on the internet and everything. It's not, as far as I was concerned, that wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't against the law or anything like that. But this is what he told me, so he's just all upset. And I'm kind of trying to talk back to him. I'm like, well, I didn't never say anything. I'm asking you a question. And he was like, well, can I do the ultrasound? I'm trying to do the ultrasound. You're trying to ask me about gonorrhea. That's just what he said. And I'm like, can I ask you a question? So I can't ask you a question now? You're my doctor, and I can't ask you a question. And I was so upset. I was just so upset. I couldn't believe it. He was just like, basically, like, sit back and shut up, because I don't feel like dealing with you right now, basically. That's how his mannerism was and his attitude was. And then he even went on to say, we could just cancel the whole thing if, you know, and he's like, and I don't mean to argue at you, you know, but he was really arguing at me. I never got talked like that before by any professional. You know, and I wouldn't recommend Center of Reproductive Health to any of you. You know, I'm just going to be honest. That really did upset me, because if I want to ask, you know, if I can get it out the trash in my home, if I said, oh, I found 10 boxes of Repinex in the trash, can I use this? You still better not talk to me crazy. You know, you better just say, oh no, that's probably not the best thing to do. You do not get that Repinex out the trash can. You need to buy it from an appropriate place. And that should be it. You should never get upset with me and go off like he did. I mean, he went off. And then he even, you know, when he said, can I just do my ultrasound? You know, I just laid back and just, you know, I was so upset. You know, and I even started kind of having tears out my eyes. But it wasn't tears like, oh my gosh, he's picking on me. It was tears like, I'm so upset. You know, I couldn't believe that that was actually happening to me. So he puts the thing inside of me. You know that thing. He puts it inside of me and all upset and still kind of mumbling things. And I'm like, there's no way you're taking my ultrasound when you're upset with me and doing all this. There is no way you're taking my ultrasound and doing this. You know, and he saw the tears coming out of my eyes and he didn't say a thing. This man didn't say a thing. He acted like he didn't even care. So I was upset about that too. You know, and then finally I had to stop him. I'm like, you know what, you need to stop, because my husband wasn't there with me at the time or nothing. So I was like, you know what, you need to stop. You know, because obviously, you know, I'm not about to continue with this ultrasound with you doing this to me and the way you're treating me. You know, so he walks out and everything and says, okay, he'll give me some time. I talked to the center's financial advisor, Carrie, because she's about the sweetest one there. And I talked to her, and then I came back in and do my ultrasound. Now, she said that she would talk to him about it and talk to everyone else about it and see exactly what happened and everything, whatever. And he would call me back, and I said, you know, he owes me an apology. That's all I want. Do you know when this man came back in that room, he did not apologize to me. He hardly said anything. He just said, okay, Robin, I got to do your ultrasound, stuck the thing in me, did my ultrasound, and said thank you, and walked right back out. He did not apologize to me. I think that is so unprofessional. I have a daycare. You know, if clients are crazy and stuff like that, and I don't even agree with them, I'm still going to say, I'm sorry for the situation that took place if I know it bothered them. You know, so my hands are just up with the situation, and I'm about to do my retrieval and my transfer and stuff, and he kind of like try to make this situation negative for me, but I'm not letting him make it negative. You know, and one of my family members was telling me, you know, well, you just better just not say anything to him about this. You know, if he talks to you that way, just let it go. I'm like, no, I don't need to let it go, because he doesn't control my cycle. He may be my doctor, but God is my final say-so. And if God wants me pregnant, that's what's going to happen. It doesn't matter about him. And my mama raised me where you're not going to talk to me crazy. You know, if anything else you know at all, don't ever come in there and talk to me like that, because this man really got upset. And I think he was just having a bad day. I've never seen him do this before. But if anything else in this video at all, I want you to know, do not go to the Center of Reproductive Health in Nashville, Tennessee. Do not go. Because, I mean, seriously. I mean, he had bad reviews, but, you know, it was a mix. You know, all of them had kind of like bad reviews out here, but it was like a mixture of good. So I tried to take it as a benefit of the doubt, and everybody seemed nice, so that's why I didn't even care. But, no, that man was completely rude to me. If my husband was in there, he would have snapped. So I want you guys to tell me what you think about this situation. You know, tell me if you think I was wrong, you know, for asking that question, which I know I'm not, but I just want to hear what you guys have to say. And apparently I have to take the Repinex, so I'll let you guys know how that goes, and let you know if my stuff had increased, because I didn't even ask the man any questions at that point. You know, they're supposed to be calling me and letting me know, though. So God bless you all, and yep, this was my very first and hopefully my only rant video. So be praying for me that I feel comfortable with my doctor, because right about now I don't. So yeah. All right, God bless you guys, and Latin Juliet, I'm praying for you, girl. Bye.